and move on to the next part of my talk, okay? We're still kind of talking about complexity because social networks, as you'll see, happen to be very complex things, all right? So I want to step back a little bit. Humans are social animals, okay? You probably would not do very well if you were living by yourself forever. But many animals do that. We don't. We are social animals, social primates. Most primates are social, all right? But why are we social? It's an interesting evolutionary question, okay? There's a few possibilities. The first one is we have no choice. It's boring. It's not a good explanation for most social animals, but some, like some birds, okay, they have to use the same tree, so they become social by default, but not actively interacting, okay? So let's forget it. Sharing information, okay? All of these pictures show you how animals share information. If one bird flies away, the other birds fly away because there might be a predator around, okay? If one bird finds food, other birds might follow it to find food, okay? So they get extra information. If one elephant knows where to go, the other elephants will follow that elephant, okay? A lot of advantage from your friends, from other individuals of your species to provide information. And of course, animals get protection from being social, okay? So here are some meerkats in the African savanna. They're all looking around for predators. The more eyes you have, the more chance you'll find those predators. Here, it's a little different. If a lion attacks a buffalo and a buffalo has a friend, it might get some support, okay? So that's a very important benefit of being social. We can help each other. We can give each other information, and we can protect each other when we're in danger. But here's the thing. Even if you're social, how social are you? In all of these cases, it's actually even better if you are in the middle of your social network. If you're central, okay, you have a lot of social partners. You can get more information. You can find more food or other things. You have more individuals to protect you, all right? So the next part of my talk is really about being central in a social network. So two very interesting and exciting studies that came out in the last few years, which are about social networks and about the evolution of being social. So let me show you what's happening here. On the left side, what you see here, every red dot is a sheep, just one sheep in a field. And the blue dot is a sheep dog. So what do sheep dogs do? They chase the sheep to move them to some place. It's like a predator, right? If you're a sheep and a dog comes, it's like a wolf. A dog is a wolf. So the sheep are trying to protect themselves individually. So this is what you see. The dog is going to get the signal from a human, and the dog is going to approach the sheep. Immediately, every single sheep is trying to get to the center of the group, okay? That's all they're doing. It's not complicated. They want to be in the middle because the ones on the outside are getting attacked by the dog, okay? Not really, but they would be. That's called a selfish herd. So to be central is very important. On the second one, what you have is every bird here is a pigeon, and the line is the direction of their, not the direction, the tail of their flight path, where they're flying, okay? And so some scientists were interested in how do pigeons fly together? And it looks like this. So what you see is this the yellow line, that's the bird right here, is the leader. It's not always in the front, but all of the other birds are following it anyway, okay? So that yellow bird has an advantage. It's the leader. It can go wherever it wants, and the other birds follow it. Why? Maybe that bird has information, or maybe that bird is dominant. In any case, this is the result of a social network and how it creates very complicated behavior. Both of these look very complicated, but both of them are very simple. Sheep trying to get to the middle. I don't want to get bitten by a dog. Birds, I follow the leader. How about you? I was looking at this figure, a recent figure of social networks around the world. So Facebook has about more than 2 billion users now. But you look at Japan, so is it true? How many people use Facebook? Facebook. How many people use Twitter? Yeah. So it's surprising. If you're in Canada or the US, it's quite the opposite. But anyways, Twitter is your social network of choice. Okay? But social networks are very important for us. We benefit a lot. And even the virtual, digital social networks like this. We learn a lot from our networks. We can schedule things. We plan our behaviors. Okay? We get information. We almost cannot imagine a world without digital social networks anymore. You probably interact more with Twitter than your friends in real life. So here's my social network, my Facebook network from 4 years ago, all right? I want to use this to show you something about how networks work and how important certain people in your network are, all right? So this is a social network of about 300 people. I'm not there. It's just my friends, how my friends are connected to my friends, okay? So up here, this is my family, okay? That's subgroup 1, it's my family. Subgroup 2 is it's high school, okay? Like you guys, this is my high school network, okay? This is my summer camp. I used to go to summer camp. I used to work at summer camp. That's my summer camp network. This is my professional network, okay? Now, professional networks are important for people to develop their careers, right? But what you see is that all of these networks, it's all one network, but they're not all connected completely, okay? Not completely connected. Now, here's something interesting. Every circle is a person, and the size of the circle is how many connections they have in my network. So this really dark blue circle is very connected to all of my professional network. Who is it? Anybody? Who is that person? Think about it. Who would it be? Anybody want to try? I'll give you the answer. It's my PhD advisor, right? So he is the person that brought me into my professional world. And so he has the most connections in my entire network of 300 people. Now, here's something interesting. This is the same network, but the size of the circles and the color is it's not the number of connections they have. It's how much in the center they are, okay? So this person right here, this person connects my professional network with my summer camp network, with my family network, and my school network. Who is this person? Anybody? It's not my PhD advisor, he's still down here. It's my wife. Yeah. My wife is really central in my network. She knows all of my groups of friends on purpose. She doesn't want to have any groups of friends that she doesn't know. But this is natural, okay, in a human social network, all right? But it's also important to realize that these people, okay, my PhD advisor, if I want my professional network to know something, I tell Mike, and then everybody knows. If I want all of my network to know something, I tell my wife, okay? She's very important. But there's a lot of different types of networks out there, okay? And if you think about how does information move on a network, okay? It goes from one person to the next to the next. In this case, everybody has the same number of partners, all right? It's a very boring network. This is a random network. This one is a small world network. Some people connect this world with this world, okay? This is, forget about this one. This is a fractal network. And if you are part of a fractal network, one person could have a very big impact on the information of that network, okay? Like the internet. The internet is a fractal scale-free network, okay? This is about 1/3 of the internet 10 years ago or something like that. And it's interesting, so the yellow color here, that's like China or Japan, and all the IP addresses connecting to each other at certain websites. The blue ones are like .coms, .orgs, sorry, green. Blue ones, .nets, .us. It's not completely overlapping, right? Some parts exist in the network, but they're connected by very connected IP addresses, right? Like my wife or my PhD advisor. So the study of networks, network science, started almost a decade ago. This was one of the very first social networks ever built by wow, I'm getting low on time, by a sociologist. And it just, he asked kids, high school kids, who do you want to live with? All right, so they said, I want to live with this person. And it's connecting all of these different houses around. This is the very first non-human social network. It's monkeys, rhesus monkeys, and it's a family. So that's a female and all of her offspring, okay? So people became interested in social networks to understand the relationship structure. I just did a search on the Web of Science. It's a science database for published studies. And as of this morning, almost 110,000 scientific papers on social networks. 110,000, all right? That's a lot. It's a long way from here, okay? And most of them are in computer science, okay? Computer networks, that's obvious, IT, engineering. You have to go way down to number 38 and number 44 to get to my interest, which is in animal behavior and infectious disease ecology. That's what I study, okay? So why are networks important? You get information. This is interesting. I don't know if any of you have found this study. It's a Japanese study that was looking at slime mold. It's a single-celled creature that can be asocial or social. And the researchers made a petri dish, and they used light to make it look like the area around Tokyo, okay? And they put food at Tokyo and all of the cities around Tokyo that are connected by the Tokyo transport system, trains, basically, not just the metro. And what's amazing is the slime mold, it starts just one cell, and by the end, it covers that whole area, but it covers like this. It doesn't just spread out. It uses very direct pathways to each station of food. It's slime mold. It doesn't have a brain, but it recreates the Tokyo Metro transport network, okay? This is nature. This is nature. So it's telling you that nature will try and find an efficient way to work, all right?